Hey guys, SirAllAboutMusic here, bringing you another album review. This will be probably the 6th time I've done this video, which I'm actually glad that I do this now, and that's not important at all. Today I'm going to be doing Mudhoney's 1988 debut album, Superfuzz Bigmuff. Great album, great example of the Seattle grunge sound. Originality on this album is good. Mudhoney is one of those bands that had their own sound and they stuck with their own idea of what their sound would be. It does change, especially in the 4 years between this and another album like, I have other stuff. Piece of Cake. That's the album, which was released in 1992. In those 4 years, the band evolves greatly, and they stick to their own originality. And even today, they still do their own thing. I'm not a particular fan of the sound that they have today, but it is original. I have to give them that. A great example of the originality on this album is a cover song that they did, The Rose, which actually isn't on the original 6-song EP. This is a 2-disc 2008 deluxe edition. It's got the first disc has the original 6 songs and some other stuff. Anyway, The Rose isn't on the actual original EP, but it's on this deluxe edition, and I know the original song, but I don't know who it's by. And some say love is like a river, blah, I'm not going to sing. But most of you probably know what song I'm talking about, and they do a cover of it, and they completely make it their own. It is their own song. There is nothing left of the original song except the lyrics. They revamp the vocal melody, they've revamped the chords, and that is a great example of, they don't just redo the song, they do a cover of it. And that shows really originality in a way that I just admire. So originality gets a 10 out of 10. I love this album. It's one of my favorite albums ever. So personally, I give the album a 9 out of 10, and I'll kind of touch on why I like the album later. Production. The album was named after two of the guitar pedals that the band used, the Superfuzz and the Bigmuff, and they give it the grungy, dirty edge that the album has. But this was a low budget album, and they were signed to Sub Pop when they did this, so the production isn't that great. That coupled with the dirty sound of the pedals kind of makes some of the songs kind of blend together. And sometimes it's hard to understand what's going on. You have to really listen really hard to pick out any kind of melody in the guitar line, especially. So it's not the best. Jack Endino did the production on this album, which is really cool. He worked with Nirvana and Soundgarden. He was pretty much the producer for the Seattle grunge area. So the production on this gets a 7 out of 10. The flow of the album actually ties into the production because it's hard to understand what's going on sometimes. The flow isn't interrupted, but it's not a good kind of flow. Sometimes the songs just meld together and they just, run. It seems like it's just one song that's running on, so there's a flow to it, but it's not the kind of flow that you would expect in a good, well put together album. Granted, this is their EP. This was done on low budget production, but it does detract from the listening experience of Superfuzz Bigmuff. So flow gets a 7 out of 10. Best song on here by far is If I Think. Personally my favorite song. Really bluesy song. Starts off with an acoustic guitar doing a little riff, and it's overlaid with an electric that's kind of following it. And then the chorus comes, and it's a really heavy, driving, syncopated chorus. And it has a hesitation in it that pulls the listener in, that kind of yanks you in. And Mudhoney gives the chorus that hesitation by employing the use of pauses, of silence, which a lot of musicians overlook. They overlook the importance of silence, and Mudhoney doesn't in this song. The rhythm of the chorus is it has that pause in it, and it just gives it this kind of hesitation because the riff itself is so hard and driving. Cutting it off and giving it that block of silence really gives it an edge and gives it the hook that pulls people in. So That's why I love the song. Absolutely fantastic song, which actually was on the original 6-song EP. Worst song on here, on the deluxe edition, has got to be "Hate the Police." I think I really don't care for the song. I think it's one of those songs that just it kind of melds with too many others. It's just, it's too much like other songs. That wasn't on the original 6-song EP. The song that I think is the worst out of the original 6 is "Mud Ride," and it's not because I don't like the song, it's because it's too long. It clocks in at something like 6 minutes, and it's a great riff, but they should have cut it. They should have cut the song in half, I think, and it would have been a lot better. But they don't really do anything different with the song over that 6 minutes. Most of it is taken up by, experimental fuzz kind of solo, which I appreciate. Don't get me wrong, I really do appreciate that, but it's just too much. So that's the worst song. Overall, the album gets an 8.25 out of 10. A pretty good score. And I would definitely recommend going out and buying this album if you're into the grunge sound. It's a great example. You probably won't be able to find the 6-song EP anywhere. If you do, let me know, because that would be awesome. You'll probably find it in this 2-disc deluxe set format. And that's about it. Stay tuned, because my next couple of videos I'm going to do are going to be reviews of every REM album. This does not include greatest hits or compilation albums. Simply studio albums, not live albums either. I'm going to do every REM album, probably, if not separate videos, maybe do 2 albums in one and just, do really fast reviews. So that's what I'm planning on doing next. So stay tuned for that. And as always, give me some feedback. Tell me what you liked and what you didn't like. Leave a comment in the comment section below. If there's a certain album you'd like to see me review, shoot me a PM, and I would be happy to get around to it. So this is SirAllAboutMusic, and I'll see you guys next time.